Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I dropped a video, but this is Big Unit Cycling here, showing you the CAD 12 upgrade that I've made. Last time I spoke about the upgrades, we were talking about putting on the new group set to the bicycle, and as you can see, the 105 Di2 is on there, and it improved the shifting performance of this bicycle and cleaned up that front end as well. So it is just amazing piece of equipment that I put on there. So that's one of the biggest upgrades I put on the bike is the Di2 105. And since this bike is a post mount disc brake, I had a little bit of trouble with that. So I had to put an adapter on there to fit the flat mount on there for the front. The rear mount was okay because that used flat mount discs. And yeah, let's talk about the 105 performance, man. The handles are very ergonomic. And before I had the 105 S series on this bike that it came with. And yeah, it was big and clunky. You could check out my first video I made on the channel, how to winterize your bike, to see how that looked. And yeah, this looks a lot better. Here's a front view. As you can see, the bike is super duper clean. That's it from the front. And yeah, and the brake, I see why people love hydraulic disc brakes now. On the S series, it braked well and it was strong, but this gives you some modulation on this 105. The stopping power is like you can squeeze the brakes with your pinky finger, and it doesn't take that much to stop. I'm going down a hill. So it's just been amazing, the power of the disc brakes. And they say the Dura-Ace braking system is way better than the 105. So I'm thinking the 105 is just amazing from where I'm coming from the 105 S series. So that's the 105 that doesn't say 105 on there. Yeah, so that's a big improvement. It's very ergonomic. Before I had the aluminum handlebar and zip aluminum SL stem on there. I switched it out because the round aluminum handlebar was hurting my hands. I was getting numb hands, so I swapped it out for what worked on my other bike. And this is a Zip SL 70 Aero handlebar. Yeah, so this handlebar works really well for me. I really like the handlebar, but I think Zip needs to improve this handlebar now. The design is getting outdated. It needs to be a little bit more integrated so you could hide your cables into the stem. There should be a hole here in the bar so you could put your cables or wires into the stem. This stem doesn't have the capability to do that, so this is the SL Sprint stem, 130 millimeters long. The previous stem I had on there was 140 millimeters long. Decided to come in a bit because this stem is at, I believe, a negative 12 degree angle, and the previous one was a negative 6 degree angle, and which gives me a better rise. Yeah, the stem looks pretty cool on here. It looks like a swordfish on this bicycle. I really like it. It's pretty heavy, but it's okay. This is for a sprinter. I'm not a sprinter, but you know, this is for someone who's pumping out like 1,500 watts every time they're bombing into a corner. It's very, very stiff. It changes the feeling of these handlebars. Say for example, if I have the Zip SL aluminum stem on there with these handlebars, it gives it's stiff, but this is just too stiff. This is just stiffness to stupid levels. So yeah, so I've changed that, the stem. I'm still getting used to this new setup because it's a little bit different, so I still need to dial in the position. It's not dialed in as yet. I've also changed the aluminum seat post to a carbon one, and this one has a 20 degree setback and the aluminum has a 15 degree setback. This is a 25.4 diameter seat post, which is quite difficult to find seat posts in that diameter. So that's like a negative on here, along with the post mount. So yeah, you got two negatives here on the bike that you have to work around. So all my CAD 12 disc owners, yeah, I will try and find a 12 degree, a 15 degree seat post that's 25.4, because as you can see here, my seat is all the way pushed forward. I don't usually ride like that. I usually have it in the center middle, so I'm sitting behind the bottom bracket. Normally my seat's here, but like I said, I'm still tweaking the position. I'm still trying to figure it out where I'm comfortable and super duper efficient. So yeah, I'm running it with the Cannondale SI cranks, which are super light, made of aluminum, and the Spider 12 cranks, chain ring on here. And we got the Favero to record my data on there. Great power meter pedals. And there's the 105 rear derailleur in front. And I have a beautiful cassette. This is a 1134, which gives me a 1-to-1 ratio. And it is a cheating bike when it comes to climbs, especially for heavy riders such as myself. Normally I muscle my way up with a 39-28, but this, I'll still be in the 28, but this bike makes you climb, I wouldn't say faster, but easier. You could just take out the lactic acid out your legs and be like, you know what, let's go 1-to-1. You know what I mean? And it's really good for steep stuff. On here I have the beautiful Vision TLR DBSC40. These are very fast wheels. This will be their mid-tier specs, similar to NV Foundation and the Zip 303S. So this is mid-range specs. However, the performance is big on here. You're gonna get good ride feel with these rims. They are 40mm rim depth, 19mm internal, and they're paired with a Michelin Power Cup clincher tire with latex inner tubes. And these measures out to 28. So they're 25, but they measure out, they blow up to 28. And yeah, what else do we want to talk about? So I got my old Sully San Marco saddle on there, as you can see. Yeah, this saddle has seen some miles. It's a bit worn out. This was red, and now it's all black. But nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's the bike for you. That's the update. I'm liking the bike. The ride feels really great. I enjoy riding this bike more now. And it's great for climbing. It's pretty stiff. The bottom bracket is pretty stiff. When you climb out the bike, climb out the saddle, it just feels like you're transforming everything into the bike, pushing it forward. However, it's a little bit too stiff on the front end. The forks and the headset area, you get a lot of vibration and feedback into your arms and shoulders. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to go with a carbon stem, but I don't think the stem is going to help it. This bike is just very firm in the front. And so it's firm in the front and a little bit relaxed and smooth in the rear. And the bottom bracket is very stiff. You don't get any lateral play when you climb out the saddle with this. So this bike will be great for a climber. And yeah, that's the setup for the CAD 12 this. And it's looking pretty aero on here. And I think that will be all the upgrades I'll make for this bike for now. Maybe in the future, if we want to get this bike down to say 7.5 kilograms, I probably will have to change these wheels, because these wheels are about 1,600 grams. So we'll have to find a wheel that's under 1,300 grams here, and maybe swap out the bottle cages as well. And yeah, I think I'll leave it as that. But for now, this bike is ready for races, ready for anything, and I'm very happy with it. You know what time it is. It's time to put the bike on the scales of truth. Let's toss it up. So this is a size 58, which is a huge bike. And it comes up to 8.2 kilograms. So that's pretty light for an aluminum frame with disc brakes. Just remind you, there are $12,000 bikes out there that are coming in at carbon frame at 8.5 grams. So I'm very happy with this. It's super light and it has a heavy stem mount on it. You could make this lightweight if you want to, but this is lightweight enough for me. And yeah, I will give this bike some more rides and probably give you another review and update as soon as I get more rides on there. Oh man, and let you know how everything's going. This is Big Unit Cycling, and before we leave, we gotta give you one of these little spin tests here.